Okay, guys, I am coming to you from my kitchen table to talk to y'all about different research methods and how you use statistics. So we're going to go over the real basic stuff. I'm going to break this up into 3 parts. So the first thing we're going to look at is correlation. All right, so with correlation studies, and I have 2 slides that they're basically going to tell you the exact same thing, but it's worded different, so maybe it'll make sense one way if it doesn't make sense the other way. So when you use a correlation, you're looking at the relationship between 2 different variables. These variables are going to keep changing, and you're going to look at how the changes relate to each other. So when you look at a correlation coefficient, you want it the closest to 1 that you can have it. So the closer the correlation coefficient is to a positive 1 or a negative 1, the stronger it is. That just means the more closely the things are related to each other. So if you have a correlation coefficient of a 2 or a 3, then the things really don't relate to each other. All right, so like I said, with a correlation coefficient, it's the number value that indicates the strength of the relationship and the direction. So is it positive or negative? With a positive correlation, the variable is going to move in the same direction. So like the more you smoke, the more likely are you have to have lung cancer. So they both track up. That's positive. Negative correlation is when like things track down. So like the level of education and anger, which can happen. And I'll do some better ones here in a second. And then a 0 correlation means that there is absolutely no relationship between the variables whatsoever. So again, different definition, relationship between 2 variables in which change in one variable is reflected by the change in the other. Again, it's talking about the correlation coefficient. Okay, so again, comparing. So if you're looking at a positive correlation, which is like the one down here, SAT scores and college achievement. So students who have higher SAT scores tend to do better in college and have higher grades. So those track up, they're together. So that's going to be a positive correlation. So when you're looking at a scatter plot, everything's going to be really close together. It's all going to track upward. So that's a positive correlation. If the correlation is negative, okay, that means like with the scatter plot, it's going to go down. So education and years in jail. So people who have more years of education tend to have fewer years in jail. Okay, so like the more you go one way, the more it goes down, they're negative. Or then like if there's no relationship whatsoever, you get them all kind of scattered out everywhere. And so that's a no correlation. So again, like I said, the closer the coefficient is to 1, the stronger the relationship.